Hello everyone, I'm your host, Boss Zombie. Welcome back to West of Loathing. Let's start from... oh. This looks to be one of those weird bent mirrors that make you look all crazy. As if there wasn't enough crazy looking stuff around here already. Look at yourself. Ugh, this mirror somehow shows you what you look like in clown makeup. Bloodshot eyes stare back at you from a pasty white face painted with an odd pattern of red triangles. In the flickering lantern light, it almost looks like he winks at you. Ugh. Is that am I looking at a portal to hell? Is this not actually a mirror? This mirror makes you look really stretched out and thin. Your limbs twist and writhe like snakes as you move around. It's a bit unsettling and your muscles ache a little sympathetically. Your reflection in the mirror is short and squashed looking, folded up like an accordion. You spend a moment moving back and forth in front of the mirror, seeing how the image changes. It's kind of amusing. Based on his attitude, uniquely combining attentiveness and extreme boredom, you assume this clown's job is to keep an eye on the sideshow exhibits. Howdy fella, welcome to the sideshow. Thanks, what's to see in here? Well, down to the left we have a collection of spooky warped mirrors. Right here we have exhibits of clown eggs and pickled punks. And further down to the right is our freak show. Feel free to explore and I'll be here if you got any questions. Ask a question. What's with the weird mirrors? Ain't they a riot? That's what they call them, an optical illusion, as I understand it. Has to do with the way the light reflects off of them. I'm 100% sure what I saw can't be explained by the reflection of light. No telling what you might see if you look too long. Uh-huh. Oh, well, see, he seems to have stuff to say after. So let me look at everything first. These shelves are displaying a large collection of strangely painted eggs. You see several shelves full of white eggs, each one painted with a unique pattern of colorful shapes. A small placard pinned to one of the shelves says, "Clown eggs. In the circus community, it's traditional for each clown to paint their chosen makeup pattern onto an eggshell. These clown eggs are archived for future reference to ensure that no one chooses a pattern that's already been used. It is considered extremely taboo to wear another clown's face." But there's two guys selling balloons that look the same, supposedly. It's the same guy, clearly. These must be the eggs for the clowns that work in the circus. You recognize a few of them, like the clown here in the sideshow tent and the ticket seller clown out front. Say, wait a minute. Here's a clown for that egg balloon. Here's an egg for that balloon selling clown. Didn't he tell you there's another guy wearing the same makeup? According to this sign, that seems unlikely. Inspect more closely. Hey, step back, please. No touching. Sorry. These shelves are filled with jars, and the jars are filled with things. Real weird-looking things. You lean a little closer and inspect the jars. They mostly contain malformed and or mutated animals pickled in formaldehyde, a three-headed kitten, some kind of ferret or weasel with 8 legs, a twisted Mobius loop of a snake without head or tail. Weird, crazy stuff. One shelf seems devoted to huge, gross, pale grubs, like fat, featureless white worms the size of a sweet potato. The one on the end is larger than the others and has shiny black eyes. Someone has painted its face in an apparent parody of clown makeup. Yuck. Take a closer look. The pasty white face has been painted with little blue triangles over and under the eyes. The creature has a long, thin slash of a mouth as well, and the area around it has been painted with bright red lipstick. The black eyes flash red as the thing suddenly thrashes in its jar, spinning the face and stretching its mouth open, revealing rows of yellow shark teeth. You stumble back with a cry of shock. Ugh! Got you pretty good there, buddy. What in the world? What is that? It ain't a real critter. It's made of rubber and clay and dull parts and such. Shot an electromagnet under the shelf to move it with. He takes a little plush button gizmo out of his pocket to show you. Should have seen your face. You about jumped right out of your boots. No, that's a real thing. That's like a clown larva or something. That's what clowns start as. This guy's a startling sight, even for a circus freak show. His entire head is one enormous eyeball. As you look him over, he stares back at you now that he's got much choice. Hello there, I'm Haas. How's it going? Can you talk? Guess not. Do you blink? Or wink, I guess? I guess not. So, this circus gig, how'd you like it? His hand slowly curled a fist and the knuckles turned white with tension. I understand, I mean. Take a closer look. You move a little to the side and lean over the rope to get a closer look at the guy. He's basically just what it seems to be at first glance, a guy with a giant eyeball for a head. You do notice two things, though. First, he has an odd lump at what you would call the base of his skull if he had one. A sort of crumpled, fleshy mass the size of a fist. With a squint and some imagination, it almost looks like a crushed and shriveled vestigial remains of a human head. The second thing you notice is that his ankles are locked to the legs of his stool, and the legs of the stool are bolted to the floor. Okay, we'll see you around. Can I look at him again? Were you born that way? It's a pretty personal question. Okay. Is that a person who was, like, tortured by clowns? Like, they just shrunk his head and blew up one of his eyes? That's horrifying. This man is neatly dressed, though his suit is a bit threadbare and out of fashion. He's smoking up what is going on the right. Smoking a pipe and leafing through a magazine. When you stop to look at him, he nods amicably. Hello there, welcome to the sideshow. My name is Douglas. I am Haas, delighted to meet you. Well, are you perhaps trying to think of a polite way to ask what's wrong with me? Yeah, you got it. Don't worry, Haas. I am in a sideshow, after all. It is an obvious and natural question. Wait a minute. You said that last bit without moving your lips. Are you a ventriloquist? Not at all. Allow me to demonstrate. He stands up and turns around. His back is the same as his front. That is, his suit has been tailored with two front sides, and he has another face on the back of his head, with his hair cut and parted appropriately. Ta-da! As he sits back down, his knees and other joints crack and pop loudly as they reverse themselves. Douglas winces slightly, though certainly not as much as you'd expect. What in the... Surprising, yes? A bit, yeah. How's that even possible? Douglas shrugs and holds his pipe up to the now back of his head, so the other face can take a puff. Are you... what's the phrase? Siamese twins? Not exactly. It's difficult to describe, I'm afraid. Two minds in one body with two faces? It would be closer to the truth to say two instances of the same mind. With, as you say, two faces. You're right. That doesn't make any sense at all. The other face chuckles and Douglas holds his magazine behind his back. It took some getting used to, that much is quite certain. Your knees must be a wreck. Surgery was necessary to permit them to bend in both directions. It sounds worse than it feels, I assure you. Why are you in a sideshow? With a regular suit and haircut, you could easily pass for normal. I have a contract. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot the clown making a gesture, but you didn't catch what it was. Douglas clears his throat. Plus, well, it's quite the life, you know. Free room and board, travel the world. And you meet such interesting people. Were you born like this? I would rather not discuss how I came to be this way if you don't mind. Okay, sorry. No apology necessary. Talk to you later, Douglas. Okay, so these are victims of clown mutilation. There's a lady here with her head sticking out of a hole in a large metal box. She nods politely at you. Hello. Hello there, enjoying the carnival? Well, it's interesting. She smiles slightly. Yes, I'm sure it is. Can I ask you a question? Certainly. What's your name? I'm Janet, and you? I'm Haas. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Haas. Why are you in a box? That's a rather personal question, isn't it? Oh, sorry. I'm only teasing, dear. Would you like to see inside? Sure. Janet whistles to signal the clown, and he moseys over. He unlocks the door in the front of the box and throws it open with a theatrical flourish. Inside, instead of Janet's body, you see a tangled, complicated assortment of glass tubes and pipes, ticking clockwork gears, and pumps. Liquids of various colors, mostly red, slosh through the tubes. A large bellows near the top inflates, then begins to slowly deflate. What do you think? It's some kind of trick, right? You're folded up behind a mirror in there or something. No trick. The clown chuckles and walks around the back of the box. He opens the hatch and waves at you through it, then saunters back to his place by the shelves. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. It's certainly educational, I imagine. The larger tank on the left is my stomach if you'd like to see what I had for lunch today. Oh. Examine her workings. Anatomical learning. You watch the various liquids slosh around in their tanks and pipes for a minute. Weird, gross, but it is indeed educational. How'd this happen? Were you in some kind of terrible accident? Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't talk about that. Oh, of course, I'm sorry. Must be a painful memory. Her calmly composed face creases into a very slight grimace as she shoots a sidelong glance at the clown. Yes. It's nice to meet you. Meet you, Janet. So long. Good luck, Haas. Oh my god. It's probably obscured by my camera, but... yeah, she's just a box full of parts and stuff. What'd I get? Anatomical learning. Oh, neat. Free melee attack damage. Wait, what does it say? You know what makes a human being tick. And how to stop one from ticking, come to that. Oh, no. Oh, wait, I want to go back in. No. Ask a question. Mirrored mirrors, we already did that. Uh-huh. Talk to him. The eggs. This traditional clown thing, there's a placard next to them. Don't get too close, they're fragile. Okay. Ask a question. The jars. That's what in the business called pickled punks. A menagerie of strange and twisted creatures such as you've never seen the like. Captured and preserved and on display for your entertainment and edification. That's how the boss says it. Are they real? As real as they come. You just said they were fake, though. The people. You mean the freaks? Ain't they a scream? The one with the giant eyeball head is my favorite. Nice, quiet fella. Uh-huh. If you have questions about the other two, feel free to ask them personally. I wouldn't want to be telling tales out of school. Excuse me. Since the eye guy can't talk, though, you can ask me about him if you want. What can you tell me about him? Not much, I'm afraid, to be honest. He joined us about a year ago, maybe a little less. Where'd he come from? No idea. Weird, ain't it? You'd think a fellow looks like that, you'd read about him in all the papers, right? Well, yeah. It sure is mysterious. How'd he get like that? Couldn't tell ya. Bet you've got a theory, at least. Well, maybe he saw something no human fella should ever see. Oh. Why'd he lock to his chair? Ah, notice that you did you? Real shame, that is. Fella's a bit unpredictable. That's a violent spell once in a while. Gosh. Don't you worry, none. I'm keeping an eye on him. Okay, this has been horrifying. Thank you, sir. Hey, you with the balloon. I have a question for you. Earlier, you told me there's another clown with the same face paint. That's right. Another balloon seller. Except I looked at the clown eggs display in the sideshow. There's only one egg with that pattern. It's supposedly taboo for a clown to use another clown's makeup. Say, you're real sharp. Better watch out you don't cut yourself. Ho ho ho. So what's the deal? You're right. There's just me. I walk around the midway and sell balloons at both ends. When people ask, I like to have a little fun with them. So you're not actually following me around. Ho ho. Why would I need to do that? You aren't dangerous or anything, right? Right. Anything else I can do for you? No. Okay, well. This has been enlightening, sir. Can I go in? Muscle Clown doesn't seem to want you to go in there. Stage show ain't till later. When? Later. Yeah, but when exactly? Later. Wait, how do I... What else do I... Is there more stuff to do? These only cost 10, right? Yeah, what if I do a 20? Small kit plush kitten. What if I do... What if I do 10? Okay, so 10 doesn't get you anything, but 20 gets you a different item. Alright. Give me a small plush owl. Quite hard. Okay. So that's melee attack damage, spell damage. Okay, so they're just weaker versions of the big ones. The big ones are the big good items. What else do we need to... What else? I mean, there must be something I need to do. Is there anything else in here? You lean in closer and inspect the gross thing. Despite what the clown said, it certainly looks real. Whoever made it did an excellent and disgusting job. Peeking surreptitiously under the shelf, you don't see any evidence of an electromagnet or such device. Oh, maybe I have to, like, exhaust more dialogue? No, it seems to all be the same. Maybe I needed to look at the pickled things better? Will you let me in now? Okay. Do I need to do anything else with the vendors? Wait, did I ask what is it before? I did. Well, this thing had dialogue. This had dialogue when he went to do this. 300 meat. Oh, okay. Steal his whistle? Ooh. The clown puts his slide whistle down on the counter and ducks underneath. You quickly snatch the whistle and slip it into your pocket. He comes back up with a paper cone, which he holds in the mouth of the metal box. He pulls down a lever in the machine, but okay, so it's the same as before. Hey, where's my slide whistle? Aw, man, I could have swear I put it down right here. Haven't seen it. Bye. What did that do? Oh, I thought that was the slide whistle. You've stolen what is probably the only source of real joy in that clown's life. So do these guys have any other dialogue? Plain tap water. Okay, so that seems to be the same. How much are they? Condiments. Come to think, he didn't let me pick my condiments. What else was there? They're made of... No thanks. There's nothing left with this, right? So what do I do with the slide whistle? I guess there's nothing else to do. I just got a slide whistle by stealing from a clown. Okay, hold on. Is it literally just you have to come back later? Wait, let's go... Let me go out to the foreground area. No, there doesn't seem to be anything else out here either. What's this, main stage? If it's something later, I'll just do it later, but I want to know... oops. West of Loathing. In order to get to past... Oh, okay. Then, to enter this... It's only about clown suspicion. That's weird. Main stage... Oh, I could have apparently put that in if I hadn't taken everything out of the Lost and Found. I could put the whistle in. Main stage. A clown suspicion level of at least 3. +1 each time you examine the clown eggs. Oh, there's like a bunch of things. Expose the balloon vendor. Ask the hot dog vendor about long pork. Ooh, what is that? Discover the awful secret about cotton candy. Uh-oh. Clown campsite. I feel like I've gone well over 3 suspicion by looking at that tally mark. What was it about long pork? Huh. So it says I can look at the eggs again? So if I keep doing this, maybe? Let's do it like 10 times. Unless it is like a time-gated thing. That, like, I'm just not at a point in the story when I can do it. Oh, that should be 10, unless I miscounted. No, it's still... Is there something else I need to know about it? Of at least 3... The wiki seems to be... Oh, okay, there's an actual discussion on Steam. Oh, there's a trick that I need to do apparently in here. This is very obtuse. Ask a question, people. Does he ever blink? I mean, wink? Nope, no eyelids. I gotta toss a bucket of water over him once in a while so he don't get too dry. He look a bit dry now that you mention it. Yeah, it's about that time. Excuse me for a minute. Oh yeah, he's over there. Since the clown's distracted, you take the opportunity to get a closer look at the eggs. You notice two things about them. Firstly, they're too large to be chicken eggs. You have no idea what kind of eggs they are. Secondly, they've all been broken and then very meticulously glued back together. They almost look as if they've been reassembled after something hatched out of them. You quickly step back as the guard clown returns. He gives you a fair amount of side-eye, but doesn't say anything. Okay, so they hatch from these eggs. These are their larval forms. Oh, that's... Don't like that. Now can I... The clown crosses his arms and grunts when you approach. Ticket, please. Ticket for what? Barnaby Bob's Stunt Spectacular. What's that? The boss does a show. Yes. Yeah. What kind of show? Knife tricks, mostly. Here's my ticket. Okay, go on in. Show will start soon. He enters the stage area. Ooh! Not a lot going on here. This is the same muscular clown that was guarding the entrance to the stage area earlier. It doesn't look like he's going to let you backstage. Alright. You take a seat, and a smattering of other patrons appear and sit down as well. After a minute or two, there's a crash of cymbals, and a clown runs in from the backstage curtain and jumps up onto the stage. In contrast to the other clown's colorful clothing, his is relatively simple. Black wool trousers and a bright crimson shirt under a pale tan leather jacket with a fringe on the sleeves and a red heart painted on the shoulder. His face paint is plain white without any colored accents, contrasting his curled black mustache and thin goatee. A snappy silk top hat with a rakish tilt tops off his outfit. He doffs his hat and bows with a deep theatrical flourish, and the small audience claps politely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and welcome one and all to Barnaby Bob's perfectly normal traveling circus sideshow. I hope you've been enjoying the attractions and distractions of our little His words are hard. Of our little traveling carnival. Now it's time for our star performance. The main attraction, ladies and gents, put your hands together for... A loud drum roll starts as he gestures to the curtain, and then the cymbals crash again. The clown puts his hat back on with a chuckle. Me, Barnaby Bob. Applaud. Much obliged, you're far too kind. Why, I haven't ever even shown you anything yet. Ooh, there's a lot of reading in this circus. With a laugh, he flips a large Bowie knife into the air. You didn't even see where he pulled it from. The knife glitters as it spins. He catches it and flips it in the air again, this time catching and balancing it on its point, on the tip of one finger. He holds that pose very still for a moment, then jerks his hand out of the way. The knife thunks into the wood of the stage floor, deep enough that he has to give it a jerk from side to side before he can yank the blade free. He winks broadly to the audience. Wouldn't be any fun if they weren't sharp, would it, ladies and gents? Clap. He pulls two more knives from his jacket and begins a flashy and elaborate knife juggling act. 3 spinning blades somehow turn into 4, and then his hat is added into the mix, floating lightly through the cascade of knives without a single scratch. He finishes the routine by catching 2 of the knives in each hand and allowing his hat to fall gently to the ground before catching it on the tip of his boot and kicking it back into the air and onto the top of his head. Applaud. Now there's some applause I believe I've earned. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it took a lot of hats to get where I am today. He chuckles as he adjusts his hat back to its original rakish tilt. Now for the grand finale, for this, I'll need a volunteer from the audience. A few hands go up. Barnaby Bob ignores him and looks directly at you. How about you, sir? Okay. Good, I like a brave one. Step right up onto the stage here. Your name, please? Hoss Zombie. It's a real pleasure to finally meet you, Hoss Marshall Zombie. The clown leader knows exactly who I am, and that's probably not good. Step onto the stage. A couple of clowns haul a large wooden panel about 7 feet tall and 4 wide up onto the stage. They stand it up vertically behind you and stay there, holding it steady. It has 2 holes in it slightly above waist level and a lot of knife marks. Press your back flat up against the wood, please, and put your hand through the holes. You do so. The holes are just a fraction too high, so it's not very comfortable. And one of the clowns pulls your arms back tighter and ties them together with a rough hemp, so it becomes much more uncomfortable for a variety of reasons. Don't worry, this is just to make sure you don't make any sudden and unexpected movements. We wouldn't want that, would we? Fret not, son. Everything's under control. He steps up close to you and adjusts your collar, brushes a little dust off your shoulders. My control. You know, Haas, we get a sharp customer through here from time to time, but my, you're the sharpest I've seen yet. However, I bet a shiny silver dollar I've got something up my sleeve that's even sharper. His pupils narrow to vertical slits as he grins at you, revealing rows of pointed yellow shark teeth. As he turns away, you can see that the heart on its shoulder of his leather jacket is drawn with an arrow pointed through it, and the word Mom. It doesn't look painted on. Oh, so they're not even clothes, that's just their skin? Free your hands. You struggle a little, but your arms are too tightly bound. The rough hemp rope digs into your wrists. Barnaby Bob strolls to the other end of the stage and turns to face you. Now, don't you worry. This will all be over soon. Just don't move. He has a knife in his hand again and gives it a few twirls and flips. Light reflected from the blade glitters in his eyes. Then, without warning, he hurls it at you. Thunk. The knife hits the wood before you can even blink, a hair's breadth from your left ear. Stare him down. Barnaby Bob grins at you as the crowd applauds. Another knife appears in one hand and an apple in the other. He tosses the apple to one of the stagehands, who carefully bounces on top of your head. Time for the old William Tell routine. A bit of a cliche, perhaps, but there's a reason for it's a classic, eh, ladies and gentlemen? Take a deep breath. Cloud watches with rapt attention as he flourishes the knife, spinning it and flipping it behind his back. Then, faster than you can register, thwack. Cold apple juice dribbles into your hair and down the back of your neck. 2 for 2! What do you say, Haas? Shall we go for one more? Sure. Isn't he a good sport, folks? Barnaby Bob pulls out another knife and gives it a quick stropping across the pale leather sleeve of his jacket. Then whips a colorful spotted handkerchief from his pocket and blindfolds himself. This time his smile is much colder. I'd advise you to watch closely, Haas Zombie, since you're the only one of us who can. Watch closely. The crowd laughs, but you don't really hear it. The knife spins in his hand, this time either because of the adrenaline or because he's actually moving slower. You can see the motion of his arm as he throws it. He twists his wrist in an odd way you don't think he did before. The knife is flying at you. The knife is flying directly at your right eye. Don't move. The knife incredibly swerves at the last possible moment. Thunk. You can feel the wood shake from the force as it stabs into the board. The metal is cold against your right cheek. The audience erupts into cheers as Barnaby Bob removes his blindfold and pumps a fist triumphantly. One of the stagehand clowns unties your wrists and helps you get your arms out of the holes. Bob takes your hand and raises it into the air victoriously. Well now, ain't he a good sport, folks, and as brave a target as I've ever had. Take a bow, Haas Zombie. I take a bow. Oh. You bow to the cheering crowd, carefully keeping your eyes on Barnaby Bob. He bows as well, removing his hat with an elaborate flourish. Then he takes a slip of paper out of it. As a token of appreciation, I'd like to give our star volunteer a gift. A year's supply of dynamite. Use it in good health. How did he know? As he hands you the coupon, the clown leans in close to your ear and whispers, "This was the only warning you'll get, boy." You got an item coupon for a year's supply of dynamite. Barnaby Bob waves and blows kisses at the crowd as you climb down from the stage and disappears through the backstage curtain. The audience gradually disperses. Well, that tears it, doesn't it? It looks like these aren't regular carnies dressed as clowns you're dealing with. These are definitely full-blown evil demon clowns like the ones from the old stories. They've just given you orders to back the hell off from their operation, so now what? The clown stares at you but makes no move to stop your egress. Oh, I'm backstage. Do I want this? This little trailer is probably Barnaby Bob's office. The wagon is old but well maintained. A brass plaque on the door reads Barnaby Bob, confirming his suspicions. Peek in the window. You see Barnaby Bob sitting at a desk. He seems to be inspecting a large map, but you can't make out any details. Let's try not to piss him off. You knock on the door. "Come on in," Barnaby Bob calls. Enter. You open the door and walk into Barnaby Bob's office. He looks up from his desk, surprised to see you. You? Here, I thought I made myself perfectly clear last time we met, and yet you knock politely and walk straight into the lion's mouth. You are either extremely brave or extraordinarily foolish, boy. Both, I might hazard to guess. I've got some questions that need answered, and you think I'm going to answer them. If I didn't find you amusing, I'd vanish you off the face of this earth for what little you know already. I appreciate that, but I can't just leave the situation unresolved. What curiosity did to the cat is going to seem like a Sunday picnic compared to what I'll do to you if you anger me, boy. Go ahead and ask your questions, but bear in mind, I already gave you your fair warning. Who are you? The clown smiles sarcastically at you. Why, I'm Barnaby Bob, at your service, sir. You know what I mean. And if my estimation of your intelligence was not entirely off the mark, you already know the damn answer. You're wasting my time and yours, you have precious little. What are you doing here? Straight to the heart of the matter. Well, no, I had you pegged as a clever one, so why don't you tell me? I mean, it's the cows. I mean, maybe it's these other two, but I think it's mostly the cows. Perhaps you've got a brain rattling around that skull of yours after all, boy. That's correct. The cows came home, as you say, and we followed them. Why? Why? Don't disappoint me now that you've impressed me, kid. Think about it. Your age-old enemy that you've been fighting since time out of mind ups and leaves. No farewell, no postcard. Wouldn't you want to know what the hell's going on? You don't know? Dear, oh dear. I've gone and said something I probably shouldn't have. Buddy, you are treading on some dangerously thin ice right now. I hope you are thanking your lucky stars that I consider to be essentially insignificant. I can hear those gears ticking in that 3-pound dog's dinner you call a brain, son. Now it's my turn to ask a question. How are you going to convince me that I shouldn't just make you disappear like a fart in a tornado? Well, make it good, Hoss Zombie. Make it good, because you get one chance. You need me. I have friends in high places. It would be a waste of your time. Well, this one's no. But this one almost makes me seem too arrogant. Let's try be a waste of your time? I'm afraid this can lock me out of stuff. You have already wasted so much of your time. I can think of spare little, but it's rare that I get to have such a diverting conversation. So I'm going to be merciful. I will allow you to leave here standing on your own 2 legs, but you will not be returning. If I ever see your face, I think I failed it. Can I reload? I do have a save backup, but it's like an hour ago, or 2 hours at this point. Although that kind of did do like a loading, like it's saving something kind of deal. Oh, I want to see. I could also do the flute thing, the whistle again. Back here. Peek in the window, politely. Enter. Appreciate that. What are you doing here? The cows. Why? You don't know. You need me. Do I now? And what, pray tell, do I need you for? My freak show's plentiful. There aren't enough of you to be an army. You're just a scouting party. You're reconnaissance. You're here to gather information. Yes. And? You can't do that efficiently. Not the way you guys look. You stand out too much. You need a human scout. Don't you play games with me, Sonny Jim. You are talking to Barnaby Bob, Duke of Hell. And I can make your worst personal nightmares look like a choir of softly singing angels. I'm serious. Look, I'm not your enemy, the cows are. And if you're after the cows, not humans, then you aren't my enemy either. The enemy of my enemy? Can't imagine we'll ever be friends, Bob, but so long as it's mutually profitable, I think we can come to an arrangement. You promise to leave the people of this world alone, and I'll tell you anything I find out about the cows. Oh, there's a lot of pause here. I gotta hand it to you, kid. You may well be the first human being to ever leave old Barnaby Bob speechless. We got a deal? Alright, I agree. We won't make any trouble for the humans. You bring me anything of interest you find about the cows. Hell, if it's good, I might even pay you. Good. You're a smart fellow, Hoss Zombie. You better be smart enough to know what'll happen if you double-cross me. Mama didn't raise a fool. Good for her. He shows you the map on his desk. There's a location circled in red not far from Dirtwater marked Tannery. This'll get you started. There's an old tannery a ways south of here. I've sent a few of the fellows there already. Go have a look. You find anything worth seeing, you let me know. One thing. You are strictly undercover. I won't be telling my boys about you, not that I could easily get a message to the ones out in the field anyhow. If you need to defend yourself against them, well, so be it, and good luck to you. Ooh. About half of Barnaby Bob's books are about juggling balloon animals and other clown techniques. The other half are bound in human skin. The safe is warm to the touch, and you don't recognize the symbols on the dial. Can I look at the cow skull? I've limited resources, both time and patience, so I recommend you waste neither one, Hoss Zombie. I've killed some cows if you're interested in bounties. Yes, I'll be delighted to pay you for proof of your kills. Hoss Zombie, let's see what you brought me. Ooh. I'll give you 1 cow tongue, so I keep him. You swap a cow tongue of Barnaby Bob's desk. He reacts with a raised eyebrow. Yes, well, can't say I care for the manner of delivery, but I'll take it. Anything else? A pair of cow fangs. Well, now these will make a fine pair of cufflinks, my thanks. Another one. Something else. A brass ring cow soul fragment. Something else. Okay, so I don't have a lot of these things, but I guess I could farm for money if I went to that place with the infinite cows. Well, this has been an experience. Where did that... Next to dirt... Oh, it filled in the spot I was wondering about. Oh, neat. Okay, well, I guess we're heading back down there after this, so... Do it in the next episode, I guess. How much experience... Oh, I've gotten items. Hold on. Barnaby Bob gave you this coupon for a year's supply of dynamite. How did he know? Huh. Well, I'll wait on that. Yeah, alright, well, next episode then. Oh, that's an actual map of the game's map back there. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. Come back, I'll have the next stuff up real soon, but until then, bye.